practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimedia, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it ganja.
What is up? MTI from the Adam Dunn Show here. Just getting ready to upload this video for you guys. Adam is out in the field this week, and I am going to a different field. I'm going to go to the Rockies opening day, and then I'm going straight to the Pepsi Center for the Nuggets game tonight against the Portland Trailblazers. So that's why we are not having a live show today, but however, we wanted to get something out to you. We did some great interviews out in Spain and Amsterdam with big Buddah Seeds, Shiloh, Dan Hare, the Notorious N.O.S.E, and also Aaron from DNA. So we got lots of good interviews coming up after this little blurb here. But I also wanted to take a second and let you guys know about a new thing that we're going to do on the show every week. We're going to start a weekly giveaway with our new sponsor, Illuminar Lighting. And we're giving away a free light every week here on the Adam Dunn Show. So what you need to do is you need to go to info@adamdunnshow.com and tell us why you need a light from Illuminar. And give us a contact number or a Skype username, and we will pick a winner, and we'll call you live on the show next week. And all you have to do is tell us the word of the day. The word of the day for next week is going to be micromole. Micromole is the word. So if you want that light, hit us up, info@AdamDunn Show, and tell us why you need a light from Illuminar, and a contact number or Skype username, and we will call you next Friday when we go live, and hopefully we'll get you guys a light. Illuminar, thank you. Seats Here Now, thank you. All of our sponsors, you guys are the best. I'm going to let you guys get on with this video here. We'll catch you guys next week live. Remember the word is micromole. Remember that. Write us at info@adamdunnshow.com, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Later.
All right. We are here at Spannabis, day 2. Day 1 was all reunion day. So I think today we're going to cruise around, talk to some friends, bother some people, check out what the Dunn Deals does around here, see if it actually pulls any weight. I doubt it, but you never know. Dunn Deal did pretty good yesterday. Did better than Terp Tower, that's for sure. We have to get a Terp Tower update at some point today, too. We heard there was a altercation. But apparently we're going to be there tonight, so come check us out. All right, so we made it through security. Kyle almost lost his identity, literally. But he managed to pull through, and we snuck in Josh, and the rest of us, I think we're all here. So this is like the 17th or something. I don't know, what is the year? This is a lot. How many? What? The amount of Spannabises? I don't know. A lot. There's been a shitload. I haven't been here in 7 years, so it's going to be fun. Well, I can't say that. I was here yesterday, but before that, 7 years. So we're going to run around, check out some people, check out some of the breeders. I think we're going to talk to DNA. That'll be a first. Exclusive. We talked to Big Buddah. We're going to talk to, obviously, TH Seeds. Talk to Amit from Pure Sativa. We're going to talk to and anybody that looks interesting along the way. Come follow me down the yellow brick road. It's a done deal. Yes. All right, welcome to the Adam Dunn Show. On the couch interviews, I guess we're going to call this segment, or these are the joints of our life, right?
Joints of our lives, or couch days.
Couch days.
Couch days, you know. It's kind of an uncomfortable couch, though, huh?
It's hella uncomfortable, but what do you expect? We're in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. How's Spannabis so far?
You know, I got here kind of late. I'm still a little jet lagged, but I mean, it's fucking amazing. There's so many people here. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's the biggest show I think in the world at this point, as far as like with the right vibe. Like there might be bigger shows as far as the one that's in Vegas. That's huge, but you don't got people rolling around smoking joints like we do here.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy because I don't think you're supposed to smoke, and all they do is tell you not to smoke, and then you just light it up again and nothing happens. So it's pretty laissez-faire.
It's actually the way we like it, you know. That's the way we like it, and it reminds you of days of yesteryear in a sense, as far as like Amsterdam was like this until the smoking ban came in for tobacco, and now it's like universal. Spain is definitely one of the last strongholds.
Right.
How was your? Did you go out and hit the town yet, or you just been waiting for Taylor?
Last night, went a little crazy. Went to Bar Marsala, the absinthe bar. Got a little crazy after the fourth absinthe, you know, and
Was it real? Was it real
I
absinthe?
still feel it in my head. Oh yeah, with the sugar cubes and the fire and everything.
Did the whole thing? Oh, nice.
Yeah. You know, yeah.
So tell us about.
We won't tell you the whole story.
No, we can stop there. I like I said, Taylor was not there. We got to be careful. No. What was the? So tell us about your collab with TH Seeds.
TH Seeds, you know.
I heard of those guys once.
You know, they're cool guys. I've known them for a while. You know, some originators, but you know, we've been talking for a few years, and we pulled this out, a couple collabs, and looking forward to doing more stuff with you guys, definitely.
And so far, the response has been good.
You know, as soon as people smell the flowers, they're buying the seeds.
Yeah.
That's how.
Hey, that's the secret. That is the secret of selling seeds. Flower, smell, buy. Yeah, simple.
It's pretty exciting.
So right now you have 3 strains. What do you got?
Well, we got the Shiloh Z, and then we have the.
What is that? What is Shiloh Z?
Shiloh Z is it's a feminized OZ Kush.
OZ Kush?
Let's rewind that. Let's just rewind that. What's the Shiloh Z? It's amazing. What's the Shiloh Z? It's amazing. We're not going to tell you exactly what's in the secret formula.
Secret sauce.
But there's terps, and the terps are available, ready for you right now with the Shiloh Z. So
Gotcha.
Jump in there. The Black Apple Hitchcock is it's a special thing we've been working on with the Duke, my partner in California, Massive Creations.
Is that Apple IBL? Is that the male in the mix, or is that the female on that?
Well, you see how it's stated. In case you don't know, the male is always listed last on the cross.
I'm just checking. You never know. Some people might mess it up.
Some people don't know, and if you're doing it, you should note it that way. But yeah, the sour apple is the male in that one.
Nice.
We recovered some grape ape seeds from the legend Philo Phil, so we do have some grape ape males now, which is pretty cool because it was a clone only for so long.
Sure. Cool. And then are you going to be doing some further collabs with some of the THC's genetics in the mix, or?
No, I think there's a lot of things we've been talking about. Yeah, there's big things coming.
Good. It's good to hear.
We're going to try to get Julian over there in California and do some things, and you know.
And then what's next on your list? Are you going to be going back to the States, or are you going to be hanging out in Europe for a little bit?
You know, I really don't want to go back to the States because fuck Trump, fuck Donald Trump, and he's ruining our country in a lot of ways. A lot of people have different views on it, but goddamn, Europe's been doing it a lot longer, and it seems like they got it down, and it's a lot better over here.
You know, it's one of those things where when I lived over in Europe, I had the same idea, but I always knew that the real heart of cannabis was kind of in the States, as far as the true like lovers of the actual plant. Like here, I feel like there's always a little disconnect from the material and the actual finished product. Here in Spain, a little bit more connection because people here like to smoke.
Yeah.
But like when you get to other places where they're not quite as refined, it seems like you get a big disconnect, you know? And I think America's like maybe takes it too seriously. That's what I've noticed.
I don't know. In some ways, it's going backwards. Definitely in California, you know. And in Spain, every time I come here, they're more tapped into a higher grade. Every time I come back, the quality's better. There's more people, you know, switching to solventless and just, you know.
Yeah, usually you ratchet it up anyway, and it's very hard to go backwards, you know. So like once you've ratcheted it, you're going up a level, and yeah, if somebody can bring you something, and if it's inferior to what you're at that level, it's pretty hard to ever go back. And I mean, we do when we have to, right? But at the same time, it is it is interesting to see the flavors of America become the dominant ones that people want over here, when the reality is, people in the States have been buying from Europe for so long. That's where I get the situation where like people don't know their history, So so we try to do on the show. We try to keep that literally like 20 or 30 or maybe even 40 years, but that's about it. History in some sort of check. What about further ideas for any other collabs with other companies, or you got some things? I'm sure you're like all over the place now.
We got some plans in the States. I've been working with the Duke. We have Massive Creations. Mm-hmm. We got a whole list of things we're releasing. We're working on our brand, Duke's High Grade.
Nice.
That's going to be flowers and, mostly flowers and hash and stuff. So watch for that soon. That's we've been working on that like shit, dude. Meetings every fucking day. It's real work,
Right.
Lawyers and all that kind of shit. But,
well, that's our unfortunate web we've weaved.
Yeah.
Now we've created a job out of what we love. So
right. And then there's always the Emerald Cup.
Of course.
The Emerald Cup. So
rocking hard, and I have to say, between this event and that event, you can pretty much cover. That's almost like you're good for the year. You know what I mean? In my opinion, because both of those events are, top notch as far as like everything that you think you need is there, and it's high quality and high caliber of growers and people around, and I feel like beyond that you don't really need to hit too many other ones, huh?
I think it really kicked the game up too for Spain, because I think a lot of people started going over there to get genetics, mm-hmm. and then that's kind of fueled this new movement in Spain of craft growers and stuff, with all the Cali strains. So, and now we're seeing people from California come over here, more looking for something new, landrace hunting, stuff
right.
like that. So it's a cool little exchange, the cannabis exchange, Emerald Cup, Spannabis. It's they kind of go hand in hand. They're both really huge events, right?
Yeah, for sure. So what do you got for plans for tonight? Anything good?
Oh, bro, there's an award ceremony for the HQ. MOR, the Masters of Rosin, and I'll probably go to that for a little bit. But, I'm a little bit tired. My wife's flying into town, and maybe we'll go, get a candlelight dinner somewhere and a bottle of wine. And
yeah, you got to do it while you're here for sure.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad we could tie you down. You didn't share that joint very much with me, though, so you have to give me a hit of that one. What are you smoking on?
It's some N.O.S.E actually. I got it from over there.
Ah.
Oh, let's rewind.
Good
What
old
are we
Fletch.
smoking on? Oh, Black Apple Hitchcock in your mouth.
Zip, zip, zip.
What are we smoking on? The Black Apple Hitchy. Yeah. What else? What else is good?
Oh, it's a reunion show for us. We're 7 years since I've been here, so
Thanks.
Everywhere I go has been a little bit of a shocker for some people. Grew my beard a little longer since the last time I was here.
Right. You've had the beard.
I didn't even have a beard. I didn't have a beard when I was here last time. That's how long ago. It's funny when you after a certain point, people kind of forget that you ever didn't have a beard. And I'm like, I only started growing it like about 8 years ago.
I don't really have a beard, so just a little.
I noticed.
I did. Going.
I did notice though that your logo is getting close to my logo. We got hats. We got beards. Your beard's not as thick, though.
Yeah, so. Look, we do have hats.
We do have hats. Hey, we have hats.
There was an era when, all men wore hats, right? And it's like...
all real men wear hats.
All real men. And it's just, I remember I had a hat back when I was in Amsterdam 20-some years ago, and you had the beard. Or did you have the beard?
I did not have a beard. I had green hair. I had green hair back
I can't remember you without the beard.
No, I had green hair or blue hair or red hair or some other color hair at one point, but no, I wasn't wearing a hat. That's the funny part. And all of a sudden I started wearing it and people are like, you never take that off, do you? So I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah. Hats, and what else were we talking about? Yeah, I like what you've done with the, that car on the logo is the Illusion Camaro that my buddy Dally Duke and Rickster made. Well, it's not actually running yet, but it's a goddamn badass car. Homie offered him $650,000 for it unfinished, and it's a '69 Camaro. About 4 or 5 months, maybe we'll get it done, but it's cool to see that in the picture in the redwoods for sure. I really like it.
Nice. Well, we're going to be linking up hopefully somewhere during these next couple days. Good to run into you.
Yeah, for sure. Weren't you doing some Turp Tower thing?
I will be at the Turp Tower tonight doing a broadcast, so maybe we'll get you on the show a little bit later.
Yeah, for real, bro.
And Taylor, of course, because we'd much rather have her on than...
Yeah, she's...
we'll get her and Cece on. There we go. We'll have we can just step back and get high.
She's way more articulate than I am and probably less hungover at this point, so...
Sounds good. All right, man. Thank you.
All right, bro.
Enjoy yourselves. Here's your joint back. All right. Peace, guys. All right, I'm here at Spannabis 2019 with my buddy Milo.
Yeah, then.
I checked him out yesterday, so I knew he was really here.
Am I legit?
Oh, 100% legit. I got confused. I saw another Buddah guy here, and I was all, what the hell's going on?
Well, like with everything, there's always imposters, aren't there?
There's always imposters. But you cannot replicate what you've done with, literally with one fucking miracle. It was like a miracle. You're like the miracle seed guy.
It is. It's a crazy world of cheese, but also it's also a love and a passion for the plants.
Yeah.
And this is what sort of combined us all together.
Yeah.
This is what made us. Back in what year was it? Borschland.
Oh yeah, Borschland. That was a good one.
That was the smoke house.
2000 maybe 99. 2000, I don't know. It was a while. I get lost in those years.
The cannabis raid.
Those are my. Oh, that was later. Yeah, that was later. That was like 2011 or something. That was terrible.
And then we was all like.
That was the last time I came to Europe, actually.
And basically, the story on that was it was a cannabis cop held in Amsterdam, and it was at a place just outside the Belmer.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, the cannabis company got raided, and like it was a Dutch tolerant raid, and they basically stopped everybody and they wanted to search everybody going out. And so like I turned around and all I could see was like Adam pulling out his huge grinder.
Yeah, I had a ridiculous grinder.
And then everybody else is getting it out there, so...
Yeah, we did a mad dash to smoke as much as possible, as fast as possible, which was much
great.
Better than worrying about getting, So
Yeah.
I had literally 2 ounces on me, and I was like, "There's no way I am not fucking walking out with this."
I'm not giving it up, man.
No, not at all.
So a lot went up in smoke.
Yeah. So that was probably the last time we saw each other, because that was the last time I said I was there.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, we saw each other in Colorado. You came to Denver.
Colorado, yeah.
What do you think about America?
I'm loving it at the moment. You know what I mean? And slowly as it's
I could see you in Vegas. I could see you in Vegas, actually.
We'd love to be over there, bro.
I could see Big Buddah Vegas style. That would be the one for sure.
We'd love to be over there, bro. So,
It's really cool to see, like, things you think would happen, never happen in America, now happening, and even to the point where shows that are even bigger than this. But I have to say, the idea of coming here and being able to smoke at the booth, even though you're not supposed to. No, yeah, not supposed to. But we don't care about those things. But the Spanish rules are much better than American rules in that world. So.
He's one of the best conventions in the world at the moment, expos, and even though technically there are security guards and technically they have to tell you to put it out, they're not really bothered. As soon as you put it out, as soon as they've gone around the corner, you light up again.
Wise words from Milo. How to work security at Spannabis. So what are you doing tonight?
There's what we normally do in Spannabis. We do a sort of tour.
Yeah. A
little circle, do the rounds.
Nice.
And I know that there's tonight. I think there's something kind of Mon Ami. But there's obviously got your things tonight at Trésor.
Yeah. And also we're going to be over at the Turp Tower.
Turp Tower.
Are you coming over to that?
Yeah, I have to hand in my my judge's pack.
Oh, good. What did you judge? They give you everything, or?
Yeah, Indica Sativa.
Ah, nice. Everything. Every category.
Of course.
Yeah. We have to do it all. Cool. So maybe we're going to be doing a show live tonight around 8:30, 9 o'clock from the tower. So if you're there, come hang out.
Okay, definitely.
We'll chill. Thanks, man.
Peace and love, man.
Peace. Oh yeah, you got to say done deal for me.
That's a done deal, man. My name's Milo Big Buddah. This is the done deal.
Nice one. Boom. So we're here back at Spannabis 2019, and we just ran into Mr. Dan Herr. How you doing, my friend?
Brother, I'm doing well.
Yeah, a good show for you?
Yeah, it's this is my first time in Spain, and wow. I'm just taking it all in and I think we're going to have to make a visit here next year as a company instead as an individual.
Yeah, it's one of those places where, first of all, it's not hard to get lured into here, right? It's like, oh, I think I'll do that. And once you're here, you realize this place is super casual. People are, amazing. Late nights, my style.
Well, late nights are not exactly mine, but the most addicting thing about the cannabis industry is the people in it. So I have a feeling I'm going to be sucked right back into here next year.
Yeah, it's a good group of people. Also, you notice there's a lot of transplants here from like Amsterdam and other places that realize like this is probably the next big spot. Are you going to be over at the Hash Museum tomorrow for their brunch again? Or?
I believe that I will be attending.
That's good because we're going to be doing interviews there, and we're going to be at the Turp Tower. Are you going to be at Turp Tower by any chance?
That I have not heard about, but if that was an invitation,
I'm pretty sure they would love to have you there. I'll get you the information, and we'll get you on the list.
That sounds good.
All right, cool. So glad we ran into you. I heard you got some Jack on you.
It was a rumor.
Yeah? Well, what you got? What you got? Bust it out for us. Let's see what you got. I always think it's kind of weird, though, because now whenever you say smoke Jack, it's kind of like, was there really ashes in here or something? Is this part of it? Because it could happen.
Let me see what I have right now. This is our award-winning Jack product from the Emerald Cup.
Oh, beautiful. This is a
Pure Jack.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's like, I think we talked about it the other night with Jack. Anytime I cross it into anything, it literally takes over. It's like just Jack's aura just taking over the room every time. So you got
much like my father.
Exactly. So I'm glad to run into you, and we'll definitely link up soon.
It's always a great pleasure.
Peace, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So we are back at Spannabis. Last day, we finally got to wrangle this guy up. It's been a long time coming, right? I mean, we did attempt to get you guys on a couple times. It's time zones and situations, but
it's hard to wrangle us in.
It is.
You know, we're busy people just like you. You know, it's hard to nail down a time.
Well, as far as nailing down time, we were just trying to figure out how long we've known each other and how long when you started your adventure. It was about 16 years ago, we're thinking?
Yeah, about 16 years, 16 or 17 years, you know. Maybe, I think we met each other before we were DNA Genetics.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, and I used to go to the bottom of Adam's shop. We'd get high, smoke some hash, bro. I mean, there's some great fucking times. My wife passed out on his fucking floor in his shop from being too high, you know.
There's a claim to fame right there.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and I do remember at that time, like, that was when the hog was kind of hot in my little corral, and that was making some amazing hash, and that was like the thing, I think, the first thing that seemed like it pulled you back, where you were like, that hog.
You know, the first thing that pulled me back, because, like, you know, I'm also a fan, you know, I appreciate cannabis. And you guys did something that I emulated in the States, the Keef Challenge.
Right.
You know, I used to make Keef out of all the pounds I used to get. And I used to have my friends come from all over the place, California, my guys that would used to bring me weed. And I'd give them a hit of this Keef. And I'd tell them to hold it in for 10 seconds. And then remain cool, calm, and collected for 1 minute after that without coughing. And everybody failed. A lot of my friends called me from the side of the road, said, I'm way too fucking high, Aaron. Come pick me up. You know, I'll leave my car here with all the shit in it. It's all good. And so, my business partner, Dunn, he stepped up to the plate every time he came over my house to grab a bag of weed. And finally, he fucking passed the Keef Challenge. And it was I had much respect.
So the whole beginning of DNA was based on the Trichrome Challenge emulation. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. See? The things you learn on the Adam Dunn Show. Well, that, I think, was, for me, that was always the thing of, almost getting as much satisfaction getting other people high as getting high myself, just because I always felt like you had to share it, and it was part of the ceremony or whatever. And so you guys have now got, again, 16 years of dealing with this. Is it getting old, or is it just new and fresh? How do you feel about it?
You know, some things get old, but we love the industry. You know, this is our life. You know, we want to be everywhere the cannabis plant is. So, I mean, why we've been coming to the Spannabis for 15 years now, and now this place is completely packed. They got tents outside. They got seed companies upon seed companies upon seed companies that have probably never bred a plant, you know, and just buy seeds from the same company another company buys seeds from right here. So it's
well, you got to keep it real somehow. So that's also like part of being here is making it so we're not those kind of companies. We actually our guys are actually doing the work.
We'll keep coming to these events because you know, we're a part of the community.
Yeah.
We've been
So I wanted to ask you about your sorbet. I guess your sorbet male, I would assume, right? Since it's on everything that I saw on that one list.
And they're all feminized.
And they're all feminized. So you're using like a reversed sorbet or something? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a reversed clone to make all the sorbet line.
Gotcha. And is that this year, or that's been already running for a while? Because
That's been running for about a year and a half, 2 years.
Oh, nice. And what's the next plans on the sort of next things coming?
Next strains coming.
Yeah, like
I want to put out some regular seeds.
What?
Put out some regulars, bro. Like, if I run to a deserted island, I'm not gonna have STS to make feminized seeds.
Right.
And then I'll run out of seeds.
Well, you know, in the long run, I've always been a big fan of non-feminized. My company itself, obviously, being in Europe, had to adjust and go more into that route. But I feel like the same deal. Like if I had a couple seeds, and many times I have a few seeds in my bag, just randomly or whatever, right. And I'm like, it'd be pretty awesome in a bad way, but in a good way if you actually like really were on a desert island and you really only had 2 seeds. And they did turn out male and female, and you could just you could survive. You know what I mean?
I mean that's been my thing. Like if they're like, what do you need? I go, do you really need feminized seeds? I understand the point of them. We're massive farmers and stuff. I go, but like if you're on the run and you got to grab your seeds and you're going to a fucking island, you're gonna make sure you grab all your seeds, but you're gonna make sure you have regular seeds in there so you can make seeds for generations and generations.
Of course, and like on that note, I think unfortunately you've had to deal with this whole idea of rebuilding, just like I had to do back in the day. And there's moments and times when everything is looking good and firing on all cylinders, and then you can have from one day to the next everything gone. And if you have to start over again, that's the only way, So it is important that we keep breeding normally, and feminized has its place. I understand it too, and I think it's to me it creates lazy growers, and I always kind of push for people to be a little bit more and do their due diligence.
Yeah, but when you're now growing on commercial levels, mm-hmm. and people are buying commercial amounts of seeds, mm-hmm. they don't want to have to sit there and pull out hundreds of thousands of males.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and they don't want to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to scientifically find out which ones are males at a young age.
Sure, and I mean, there's ways.
There's a place for them.
And then, but at the end of the day, there is guys who take it for maybe a little too much credit, and they'll put down hundreds of thousands of seeds, and they'll still get thousands of potential males or intersex plants, and they don't pay attention because they're thinking it's all female and they're like believing somebody. So I think I think we should just sort of use both in their when they need it, but at the same time. Get on it. Start making some regular seeds.
I got them. I've got them. It's something like living in California. I've been making just on my little bit of land. I've been making some seeds. Yeah. And I think they'd be. I mean, having regular seeds is always good. Yeah.
It's important. Males are important. See, look good. Hemp plants matter, right?
Oh yeah.
Males too.
Don't hate the male plant, the pollen,
We have our place, man.
Okay.
So what do you got going on for the rest of the show?
I'm gonna take it easy. I gotta wake up early in the morning and fly back to California. So
we're
maybe chilling. I don't know. No after party.
We're hitting up Amsterdam for a couple of days. So I'm gonna show the boys here. They're only one guy's been there. The rest of them are our first time.
So they're gonna get lost.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we got Cheeky Monday to go to, so we got a lot. Oh, shit. We got people to see, Willie White, the whole crew.
When was the last time you were in
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Feel like I'm going to go eat pho at the Hempworks, put it that way. That's how long it's been.
Is Hempworks still there?
No, it's a faux shop now. If they do.
Faux shop. That's fucking crazy, dude.
What about your shop? Still rocking in?
We're never gonna give up our shop.
No. Yeah, once you get locked in, you have to. That's the whole problem.
Well, I mean, they're not allowing anybody to open up any shops anymore, and no more souvenir shops. Yeah. So like we're grandfathered in.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
You know, and like I was asked the question like, hey, should we revamp the booth? I'm happy with the booth. I think the booth looks great. You know, maybe I do new artwork on the wall or something like that. But I go, no, I'd rather put the money in the shop.
Yeah.
You know, and make the shop and just update the shop.
Or make the booth so cool that it is the shop, and then when you got to go to shows, you just take the shop with you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to leave the shop there, you know, so it still works.
Just take the whole, that's what we do. That's the Hempworks way. Take the whole shop with you. You remember how we do stuff.
I mean, that's the way it was. You know, now it's, take some of it.
Take some. Don't take the kitchen sink, kids. So, well, I think we're going to be crossing paths soon enough, and we'll get you on when you're next time in Colorado. We'll get you in the studio. We'll hang out, and do a proper sesh. I know you got.
I should be in Colorado soon, and Dunn will be with me. So maybe we just.
Oh, we'll have the full DNA crew, and I'll get Doug, and then we'll be the DNA versus DNA.
Just don't bring Terry.
Oh, don't you worry, he's banned already. All right, man. Thanks, Aaron, for joining us. Thanks, guys, for following us, and we'll see you the next spot. Peace. So welcome to the Adam Dunn Show once again. A little special we're going to do here. This is a rarity to be able to pin this man down. I travel around a lot, and I amazingly hear this guy's name spoken on so many levels and so many different people. Mostly because they know that I lived in Amsterdam, and they're like, do you happen to know? And, well, sure enough, I do every time. And I'm sure he hears my name, too, sometimes from the same thing. Have you ever heard of this guy? This is the world's famous, the N.O.S.E, the Fin, the Walrus. How many names you got? You got some.
Mr. Hayes.
Mr. Hayes. Don't forget that one.
Oh, let's see. God only knows.
Yeah. God only knows, right?
Call me many things. Just don't call me late for dinner.
So, what year did you move to Amsterdam?
1998.
Right, and then so you're here for Cup or something like that. Most people came.
I came over for the Cup in 1994. Then a few more visits, and then opportunity became available, and I took it.
Yeah, and things have not changed since, that's for sure. Like I said, you've definitely established yourself as far as the go-to guy here when it comes to, like, quality genetics, things like that. You know?
Well, I had met Neville in 1997 and had smoked some of his first test grow of his Neville's Haze. And after I moved here, we came up with a plan to have a little garden, so to speak, and
that's like a dream for most growers these days because
it was 1999, so it was kind of just at the beginning of all this heavy-duty indoor growing. Because mostly I had only smoked weed in California from the outdoor grows.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it was kind of when Neville came back on the scene a little bit. But he never really did, right? I mean, he was pretty elusive.
He came back with the greenhouse, and that was, his weed in '97 was Super Silver Haze, the first year of the Super Silver, and we all know how that did pretty well. But this Neville's Haze was 3/4 haze, and the first test grow we smoked it, me and some friends of mine from San Francisco. It was mind-blowing sativa. Some of the ugliest stuff I ever saw. But, man, did it knock the socks off all of us.
Yeah, it's the first thing I told these guys was, while you're here, pretty much just stick to as many haze types as you can, just because that's the one thing we lack in America as far as people having the patience to grow proper hazes.
Well, in America now, it's a Kush world.
It is. It's the Kush age, you could call it.
Yeah, the Kush age. Yeah, they'll look back on the 2000s as the age of Kush.
Yeah, it's amazing how much that plant has proliferated around the planet, and
well, it's not only that; it's like all the different names and all the different hybrids that they've crossed things with. Right now, I'm smoking some sour OG. Not this joint.
I was gonna say, how did you do that?
No, but this, I got some friends of mine that it was Sour Power crossed with Biker's Kush.
Right.
So it's like a Horta Lab Karma Genetics cross, but it's really nice stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely like the taste of now. But for me, those like no ceiling, high level sativas.
Doesn't have the soaring high of sativa.
Exactly. That's the missing part.
It doesn't trip you out.
Yeah.
It knocks you out. So if you want to be knocked out, big joint of Kush. You want to take a little bit of a trip inside your own mind, smoke a strong sativa.
Yeah, and the reason, I mean, I think that I always explain it to people. The filter came out. Oh Jesus! Operation. Here, give that to Kyle. Have Kyle fix it for us. We have a crew. We have a crew. We have a
full emergency staff.
Here we go. Emergency staff, joint repairs. Thank you. So back in '98, when you first came here, was the like just not much happening back in America, or was just kind of
everything was starting to change because of the medical marijuana. Mm-hmm. The 215 had passed.
Yeah.
Kind of saw the writing on the wall. And then I knew some guys that had some indoor grows. I saw this stuff coming like every 3 months instead of the once a year outdoor crops. Mm-hmm. And I saw that it was a whole different world. And then when I came over here, I was mostly fascinated by the hash, because I really like hash.
Yeah, we know that.
But the weed scene was quite different, and the prices here were, and the opportunity to make some money was
freshly repaired.
It was more opportunity here to do what I like.
Yeah, and also what I think what I liked about living here at the time was that you were opening up people's eyes every time they came here. You'd get the same reaction where people were just like blown away by the ability to have choice and the ability to not have to.
Well, just to be able to go into a shop and see a variety of weeds and be able to sit down and smoke it with like-minded people. Sure. That's what's missing in America now. There's plenty of places to buy your weed. There's no social settings.
It's starting to happen, I guess. I just read this morning that Colorado's actually finally
Alaska's doing it. I saw also in the paper. And I think in California, San Diego might be doing something. But yeah, that's what's missing in the American scene right now is there's no socializing where people could go socialize and have a puff together.
Yeah, and it was funny when I first moved here too. Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about all the quality imported hashes here, because one of the things that Amsterdam is famous for is, of course, is having availability of hash from all over the world. And it's crazy to me that America never really understood the value in that. They seem to have lost touch with the idea that there's other regions actually making hash. Not that they should be importing it there, but at the same time, there's very few people actually know about it.
It's the flavors. It's the flavors of the old genetics from Morocco and India, Nepal, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Lebanon. It's kind of a lost hash. Never see much of it around anymore. But now they're growing a lot of Dutch genetics, American strains, Kushes and Amnesias and cheeses and cookies and things in Morocco, and they're making traditional style Moroccan hash out of it.
And how and
it's very strong, and it tastes like the weed, but but I prefer the traditional Moroccan.
Does it actually pull any of those flavors though out of like the soil or something that's one of the things I was wondering, like, so if you grow cheese in Morocco and you traditionally produce it, do you still have a little bit of the same spice? Is there some of the Moroccan crossover?
Only if they happen to mix it. If you get the really pure ones that haven't been mixed with any other, with any kind of other keef or powders, like I just had a Nicole OG, and it really tasted like Kush, and it melted really, but it wasn't traditional Moroccan.
Okay.
It doesn't press up. It doesn't press up. It turns milky when you press it.
Right. Yeah. So
but it's strong dope, and they're producing a lot of it now.
So yeah, it's interesting how certain strains don't do it. They just won't. It will not turn into a nice piece of hash.
Bond.
Yeah.
Like the real Moroccan hash will press up and then get hard. This new Moroccan, I call it, you press it up and it just doesn't get hard. It doesn't really bond.
It's like Mexican candy or something like that, kind of weird texture.
It turns milky, is what Neville called it.
Yeah, like a sugary, milky kind of vibe, almost like
powdery kind of.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I noticed with Kush right away when I tried to make hash back in the day. It always came out a little like almost greenish, even if it was the cleanest it could be. It had like a slight tinge to it.
Well, yeah. Well, we made some haze hashes, but they pressed up.
Yeah.
But they pressed up under heat.
Sure. A lot of things will. I mean, that was the thing that I used to do with my laminates, was I would figure out the quality of the weed or the hash just by the way it would press up on the lammies. Yeah, the imported hash, I think, is one of those flavors that, I mean, I hope they can manage to keep most of the strains and not take in too much from the outside. And
well, they're making a lot of that stuff down there now. The city's flooded with it. They call it the block.
Keep your eyes out for the block, kids.
Yeah, the block. I see a lot of it coming from Bor Youngins.
Yeah, Bor Youngins was a good shop. They were always for out of town, out of the center. But
well, the one over on the Utrechtstraat was just a takeaway place, really. But they have pretty good prices. They got a lot of that block hash.
Straight from the walrus. Exactly. So. Any chance of you coming back to America anytime soon?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Maybe after the Orange Man leaves.
Well, that would be great to actually for you to get the chance to see what's going on over there, just because as you can imagine, it's
quite different from when I left.
Oh yeah, it's 100% a different world, and it's changing everywhere we go. So it's nice to be part of that change, and I'm sure people are gonna.
One of these days I'll get back to shore.
100%, and I'm sure like I said, people, the legend will go on forever. I think because you've set the bar high for.
In my own mind.
Oh, a legend in our minds, I guess, is what it is. Thanks, man.
All right.
Hey, nice seeing you.
All right, buddy.
All right, take care, guys.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimedia, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it ganja.
In what?
Canaland. What?
Today I got high, and yesterday I got high. And tomorrow I'll get high as well.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. What have you got?
I got D Money Pen right now on me. And your weed.
That's Baker Kush, I think. Oh, Headbanger. It's nice.
And that's a headband there, so.
That's Headbanger.
That's headband.
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 Just circle push.
It's complicated. Basically, if you can't figure it out, you're not allowed to smoke it. That's how it kind of works. The vape world.
And what is it? Rosin?
It's the most chemical-laden garbage ever. Filled
Is
with-
it vegan?
Totally not. Totally not vegan. So anyway, let's get. Where is he? He's over there.
Yeah, I'm busy.
yeah.
I'm really busy right now.
Beefy.
I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Thanks.